today we're going to do a long circuit. So there's going to be 7 exercises, working for time through all 7 exercises. We will complete 4 rounds, and that will be our entire workout. So some people have been saying they have some equipment at home now and they want a few more options with that. So today I wanted to keep it more body weight or just with a weight. So that way you can just add a dumbbell, kettlebell, heavy object. But there is one movement that I will show you an option. If you have a stability ball, you could use that instead of the other standing variation that I will give you. So you can throw that in if you'd like, or if you have trouble with the one movement and you have that ability to use the stability ball, it's just going to be a good option. So here are the 7 movements, and then we're going to jump in. So we have lunges first, and we're going to do a combo of a reverse lunge and a lateral lunge. So we're going to have one moving leg, so you're going to step back into the lunge, and then you're going to kind of come back to the center and then step out to the side. So back to the center, reverse, and out to the side. So that one leg is moving. You would hold that weight in the opposite side of the way you're going laterally. And then you can do that body weight. If you do have knee issues, I would suggest just staying with a reverse lunge and stepping back on that one side. We're going to stay one side for each round. Second movement, push-ups. So push-ups, we can do a knee variation. Then we're going to do a single leg deadlift. So this one we're focusing on hamstrings and hips here. So you would load it with that dumbbell. Again, you can go body weight. Think about grounding one leg into the ground, reaching the leg back, coming back up. So we have a slight bend to this leg as we go down, and then pulling back up. This is the one where if you have a stability ball at home, would be a leg curl option to again focus on those hamstrings and hips. So pushing down, lifting up, dragging that ball in. You could even take that up a notch. Since we're working single leg, go 1 out, 2 in, 1 out. So that will be an option there for that. And then we're going to go a side plank with a hip drop. So we'll be in the side plank position here. Think about this bottom hip dropping to the ground, squeeze and back up. Okay, we will switch that one at halfway. Then we're going to come back up on our feet. A little bit of cardio here, drop squat. So dropping into it, coming back together. Okay, you could keep this just as a body weight squat if you want. I do want the heart rate coming up, so another option would be a high knee if you can't do the dropping for a knee or hip issue. Then we have leg lowers. So the last 2 movements, I don't expect you to remember all this, but I just want you to see them. So leg lowers, so pushing the heels up to the ceiling. So here, that lifts, engages the lower abdominals, keeping that lift here, and then one leg goes down, or you can go 2 legs at a time, but we're keeping that tension in the belly and we're not letting that go. Last movement will be the back side focusing, is a reverse plank or reverse a tabletop. So we'll push the hips up, we'll hold a second, and then drop back down. And we'll repeat that, hold a second. So I'm pushing the hips as high as I can get them. A little bit more advanced would be to take those legs out and pushing the hips up. Again, trying to get up as high as we can. Okay, really feeling that whole back side. If you do have shoulder issues and either of those are just too much stretch on that shoulder, then drop back to the ground and we'll go glute bridge as well. So those are the 7 movements. Now you've kind of seen them, and I'll walk you through them as we do them. Ready? Make sure. Music's cranking out there today. So remember that 3rd movement, the single leg deadlift, I am going to show that, but that is where you could do your leg curl with the ball instead. All right, so grab up your weight. We're going to get started as soon as I hit this button. Remember, we have 4 rounds. This first leg thing is going to be the lunge back out to the side, and then any knee issues, just step back into a reverse lunge, okay? Here we go. All right, so stepping back. Remember, this weight's gonna reach to the inside of that leg, sit the hip down. We're doing the whole round on one side. So you might just be stepping back. Good. Chest up, looking forward, breathing as we go through. Low. Good. So remember, when you're in that lunge, we're looking for 90 degrees through both knees. All right, then we're going into push-ups. Set your weight down. Go from the toes, or you can go from the knees. Think chest right in between the hands. That's what we're aiming for. You can do that in between where you drop. Use those knees to come back up, so that builds some of that core strength to go into it. And then you just might need that little assistance. Another option would be to put the hands on a couch or a counter if you need it more elevated. Good. Everything going. All right, now we have that single leg deadlift. So grab your weight if you're gonna do this one. And if you have that stability ball, you can go leg curl. So you'll hold the weight in the opposite leg that's working. I know it can be confusing. The leg that stays down is the leg that's working. So we got hamstring getting longer. Whoa. I'm doing two. So it stretches out. Push that foot into the ground on the way up. So that way we get that feedback. So really ground yourself. Push the heel down, straight leg at the top. That knee softens on the way down. Do not switch. Okay, remember which leg you just did. All right, now we go side plank. Side plank, lift, drop that hip, lift it up. Drop the hip, lift. Good. So you can go modified here. You can drop the bottom knee. I like to keep that top leg still out, but you could double stack the knees. All right, go ahead, switch sides. Switch side, drop, lift. Remember, after this, we're gonna get up, do a little cardio move with the drop squats. All right, so we're gonna come up, drop squat, or again, if you just wanna take a more cardio route, you can do a jog in place. So soft landing. So the drop squat is a less impact option from a squat jump, where we're just kind of driving up and landing straight into it. So think soft landing, pull the feet together. So still think about hips going down towards the heels. Good, and breathe. Remember, you can be jogging in place. Good, 8 seconds. Toes forward. All right, we get to lay down with that leg lower. Okay, so remember, you can go 2 legs or 1 leg at a time. 1 leg at a time, just gonna get a little more control. Okay, or you can go both. And on that both, you're gonna find you can't go as low without that low back wanting to kind of start to lift. So always stop right where that low back wants to lift up. Really blow the air out from the belly. Yeah, you keep the hands by the side. All right, and then we go into that reverse plank. So back legs a little bit easier. Remember, we're gonna lift and hold a few seconds. So lift, both hips up, drop down, both hips up. Good, think everything lifting up. Longer legs, a little bit more challenging. And you could always go with just a hold too. So you could hold up, or you could hold here. And remember that shoulder option. So if this is a little bit too much on the shoulders to stretch, drop down, glute bridge. So just want something to strengthen that backside a little bit more. All right, back up. We're gonna lunge to the other side. So if you're going with a weight, hold it in the other arm. You're gonna step back, center, and then out. And center it out. So again, just that reverse lunge is an option. Make those legs take you down. So we got round 2. Pushing off. Okay, push-ups. Remember all your options here. Hands should look like this, not like this. So we're pulling elbows down just a little. Good. Think about tension through the core. So that core holding tight, the wider the feet, the stronger the base you're gonna have. And you can go closer. We're at 10 seconds left. So as you push that ground away. Ugh. Okay, back up to that single leg deadlift or the leg curl. So we did one leg. Hopefully you remembered which leg you did. Let's hit the other leg. So think about reaching that back heel behind you. And again, as you go down, you'll notice this leg, it doesn't stay locked out. But as I go down from that hip, pushing that hip back, letting that knee soften, pushing that leg straight. Shoulders staying back and even, so you don't want to rotate as you go down, or you don't want this arm to drop. All right, out of there, side plank with a hip drop. So again, we're doing halfway on this one. And stack, drop the hip, squeeze it up. Breathe, exhale as you squeeze up. Go ahead, switch. Drop, lift. Whoa. Again, just think about breaking at the hip, letting this stretch out, and then tightening back up. Stretch, tighten. Okay, back on our feet. Drop squats or a jog. Easier on the joints to jog. All right, drop in. Woo! Here on my creeps. Good. Now kind of just dropping right in that spot. Squeezing back together. Good, keep going, keep going. A little bit longer. And made it. Okay, leg lower on our backs. So again, kind of push that middle back into the ground. You'll feel the hips kind of lift. And then from there, that's where we're keeping that tension here. you want a little extra, you could lift the shoulder blades and drop down. Think about lifting from the shoulder blades up and not the chin tucking. Okay, so we want that lift to engage. And again, we can go 2. Or blow out as you come up. All right, reverse plank. So remember, extended legs a little bit harder to get all the way up. And again, you can just hold. We're going to that bridge if it bothers you on the upper body. Here we do get a little bit of upper back by being up. So as we spend more time in a seated position, whether it be for work, or travel, or with the kids, super important to make sure that backside's getting attention. Five seconds. Okay, back to the top, so back to that first leg, lunging. So we are at halfway, so we have 2 more rounds. Stepping back, still creaking. The gym's rocking today, so hopefully you guys got some music in the background. Hopefully that doesn't flag YouTube. Good. 10 seconds left. Good. Staying upright. So think about that weight staying centered. Ooh, out of there. Push-ups. Don't forget which leg you just did. So hitting the deck. I'm gonna face you guys a little bit. Push away. And think about everything going down together. So we're not leaving the hips up. And again, use those knees when you feel you need. Just make sure, sometimes I see a lot of this, when they go to the knees, so you want hips forward into it. That way we're still working core. All right, guys. We are in that single leg deadlift again, or leg curl. So back to that first leg. Plan it. Reach. Out there, like way behind you. Coming back up. I don't want you to think about the upper body reaching down. I want you to think about this hip hinging, and that's what's lowering us down. Breathe here. All right, side plank it is. Drop in the hip, set it up, lift, and we're gonna lower. Drop down, touch, pull back up, pull back up. Nice, keep pressing. All right, switch. So you can always just flip. Lift up. Guys, stay with me here. Keep lifting up. Remember that bottom knee can bend to assist. Drop. Still kind of push down through that leg to lift up. All right, cardio moves. So drop squats or that jog, easier on the joints. Make sure we're contained here. Drop into it. No wasted time here or not. arms going. So that heart rate goes up. Right on through. You know we only got one more round left to do. Come on, breathe on through it. Good. Okay, leg lowers. I want you to really focus on the core. Really focus on that front side. So lift, push, engage, and then go from there. Don't lose that hold here. So don't let the hips or low back lift. Want those ribs to stay down. Good. Exhale on the way up. So keep pushing those heels up. Oh, wow. Okay, reverse plank. So here, watch, so you kind of play with the wrist. You can go back, facing behind you. A little bit easier sometimes than going this way. This one flexes a little bit more on the wrist. And lift, whole backside squeezes to get you up there. Drop, push, sink down through the heels. Breathe as you go. Gear up for that last time through everything. Okay, all right, back to the top. Here we go. So lunges, step back into it. Remember, once you center out, you can go out to the side there and then center back. So looking for 90 degrees on those lunges through both knees. You don't need a really big step back. Just enough to get down there. I want shoulders staying forward towards me. Drive off. Good. Okay. Push-ups, last set of push-ups. Thank goodness. Nice, push the ground away. Good, straight line. It's okay to take a rest. You'll notice this is a tough one for me. But without challenge, there's no change. Gotta challenge yourself. Here we go, 5 seconds. Woo! Oh, safe. Okay, single leg deadlift. So again, if you were doing the curl, I'll review a few things while we go through here. It's not fair to leave you hanging. So as you pull under, when you set it up, think about pushing down into that ball, lifting through the hips, really pulling through that hamstring. So don't think about necessarily lifting with your back, but lifting from the glutes up. And again, you could take one leg out, challenge yourself that way, and then alternate. Good. Keep that going. I just wanted to review some of that. You got 8 seconds. Right there. All right, we're going down for the hip drop. So, one side. Again, this is the one we do switch. Lift. Big stretch, so the arm stays the same. Try not to move that arm. We're just letting that hip dip down, pull up. Dip, pull. Okay, go ahead, switch. This is one of those moves that I remember we did them for a virtual once. Thinking, not too bad. The next day, whoo, did I feel those sides? Just when you take a muscle and do something a little different to it, that's where we ignite that need for the muscles to repair and rebuild. Okay, drop squats or jog in place. So it's so important if you're strength training to keep pushing, whether it be weight, whether it be sets. Make sure we're constantly challenging. And you do need to push some weight now and then. If we just stick with the same weight for years and years, our body gets used to that. It doesn't elicit change. Good. 10 seconds left. Again, still think hips dropping towards the heels, toes forward. A few more. Okay. Oh, we got the leg lowers. So 2 last movements of your workout. Push those heels up, lower. Hip bones stay down. Low back stays down. You can kind of learn about your middle here when you're working. Put your hands on your belly, especially any ladies that have had babies, if your babies are still younger, or anytime. Men too, I see it a lot in the gym. Feel if that middle pushes up as you go down. Feel that belly, right where that separation in the abs are, should stay flat. Shouldn't poof up. Okay, last but not least, this reverse plank. It's a new move for those that have been doing the onlines. We've not done this in the 4 months that we've had this online workout going. Online library for you guys. Never done this one. Not all the way up on the arms. Again, if that's starting to feel good, extend those legs. Never hurts to try or take a challenge once that body's warm and knows what's going on. Take a chance. Should still feel glutes, hamstrings. If we don't, oh, look at that. I was gonna say if we don't, just bring the feet in. That's it. So let's just take a few seconds, flip over. All that hard work is done. Hips back, just kind of rest the elbows there. You rest your head. I just want you to regain that breath. Now I'm gonna be a little bit more so because I'm talking, but think in through the nose, out through the mouth. I just want you to fill up that belly and then your sides. So when you're here, you should feel, when you breathe in, those sides expand. When we exhale, everything comes back underneath. And I know we skip this part of workouts. I'm guilty. You get the workout in, you move on to the next thing. You're busy, you got stuff to do. But this part, bringing your breathing back, breathing that nervous system back is huge. We're so go, 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 and we need to sometimes just bring it back down before we hit the next stressful thing in our day, whether that's work, kids, a parent that drives us nuts. All right, cool. So thank you for working out. Thank you for taking time for yourself. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, or if this is the end of your day, way to finish it out on a high note, or at least I hope so.